The Kremlin is one of the most fortified royal complexes in the world. Its buildings contain more than $1 billion worth of treasure. It's surrounded by over 1.5 miles of walls up to 21 feet thick. Since 1991, it's been the official residence of Russia's president. The Kremlin has areas open to the public, but also plenty of secret royal rooms, especially in the Grand Palace. Ready for a tour of Moscow's star attraction? Then let's head inside the iconic Russian compound. The walls of the Kremlin are protected by 20 defensive towers, but tourists are allowed to enter through the Trinity Tower. Some of these towers are rumored to have secret tunnels beneath them that were once used as dungeons. Let's walk around and explore while we head for the star attraction, the president's personal palace. On our left is the arsenal, housing military trophies and weapons worth billions of dollars. Across the way is the State Kremlin Palace, an event theater with over 800 rooms. Built in 1961, it's the Kremlin's newest building. To keep the building short, part of its structure is hidden 16 meters underground. This is the heart of the Kremlin complex, Cathedral Square, where you'll find chapels as well as historic relics like the 16th century Tsar bell and 40-ton Tsar cannon. But the most famous building in the square is the Ivan the Great Bell Tower, which is now a museum chronicling the Kremlin's construction. But this is the main attraction, the Grand Kremlin Palace. It's 124 meters long, 47 meters high, and has a total area of 25,000 square meters. It houses the secret rooms of the Tsars of the past. The palace forms a rectangle with an inner courtyard, and it's actually 2 stories tall, though it appears to be 3. The upper floor has 2 sets of windows. Let's head into the first part of this epic building, which contains a vast collection of Russian treasures. This is the armory. Check out all the ancient weapons, armor, and ceremonial clothing. The value of the items in this room is more than $1 billion. Just check out this iconic piece of history, the Great Imperial Crown. In 1920, it was estimated to be worth $52 million. It's decorated with more than 5,000 gems, totaling 2,858 carats. Here's the famous double throne that belonged to Tsars Ivan and Peter. Considered to be priceless, the throne has a secret compartment in the back where its Tsar's mentor would hide to give the young rulers advice. There's a long private passageway at the back of this hall of royal treasures. Want to see where it goes? This is the first home of the Russian royal family. Out the palace's dazzling reception halls. This round walk-through hall is in the center of the palace. It's dedicated to the Order of Vladimir and is lit by a grand skylight, while a gilded bronze chandelier offers light in the evening. In fact, each hall is dedicated to a different order and features the grandest gold architecture you could ever imagine. These are the opulent golden doors to St. Andrew's Hall. Inside, there are 3 golden thrones. This is the St. George Hall, the largest of the ceremonial halls. It features 6 giant bronze chandeliers and a floor made of more than 20 different types of wood. Gilded gold doors brings us to Alexander Hall. It's glistening with gold, especially its opulently decorated ceiling and the floor, which is meant to resemble a woven carpet. Last but not least is the Catherine Hall, named after the only female Russian order. Before we head inside Putin's 17,691 square meter palace, let's take a tour of the exterior grounds. Behind Putin's palace sits a stunning arboretum. As we pass through, you'll see $5 million worth of rare trees not native to Russia. Once you reach the end of the arboretum, you'll be standing in front of a sculpture garden with busts of famous Russian political figures. Oh, let's head west over to Putin's 2,500 square meter greenhouse. Inside the $4 million greenhouse, it's a bit much, you'll notice Putin's collection of exotic flowers and plants. Here's a shocking fact: Putin spends $2 million a year on a 40-person team of gardeners and landscapers. Okay, let's keep walking north and look at other buildings on Putin's property. You'll notice a striking Orthodox church and a tea house. Let's follow the access road that leads to Putin's helipads. There are 2 of them right beside a large grassy mound. You might think that's just a hill, but there's something incredible underneath. Grab your winter coat, because we're going to take a look inside Putin's KHL-size hockey rink. Hey, who knows, maybe we'll even spot him playing a game. As we continue to head north along the winding road, you'll see garages, a communication tower, staff buildings, a gas station, and the 20-foot-tall fence at the back of the property. Let's walk all the way back to Putin's mansion and go inside. The first thing you'll notice is how striking the mansion is. Those Roman-style columns really stand out. That large imperial eagle ornament on the wrought iron gate is solid gold. As we pass through the gate, we'll enter the courtyard garden. If you look around, you'll notice perfectly manicured hedges shaped like hearts. That's nice. The fountain in the middle of the courtyard exudes elegance, doesn't it? As we exit the courtyard and head inside, you'll see that the hallways are adorned with gold accents and eagle insignias. Let's swing open those large doors and look inside Putin's Anthenium room. The room is used as a meeting area. You'll notice that the roof is covered in Renaissance-style watercolor murals, and that the walls are adorned with rare artwork in gold. Putin spent over $5 million to have the pieces commissioned. If you look up, you'll see 2 large crystal chandeliers worth about $200,000 each. Let's walk down the hallway and enter Putin's music room. Perhaps we'll catch a glimpse of him performing a sonata on his grand piano. Putin's gym is located on the opposite end of the first floor, and as we continue down the hallway, we'll pass by 6 bedrooms filled with luxury Italian furniture made by Pizzoli. Let's head through those massive swinging doors and look at Putin's dining room. You'll notice $500,000 of luxury Italian furniture and a $54,000 bar table. Let's keep walking down the hallway and head inside Putin's bar room. There's over $100,000 worth of rare spirits here. The doors at the end of the room lead to Putin's auditorium. As we head inside, you'll notice that it's actually 2 stories tall and expands into the upper level of the palace. As we head upstairs to the upper level of the palace, we'll enter Putin's master bedroom. If you look to the right, you'll see a $27,000 Pizzoli leather sofa and a $27,000 dressing table. There's an 8K TV hidden inside the cabinet at the base of Putin's canopy bed. As we exit the bedroom and continue down the hallway, you'll notice skylights on the roof that bring in a lot of natural light. This floor has 4 spare bedrooms, which are also filled with expensive Italian furniture. These doors lead to Putin's $10 million casino room, or as he likes to call it, the Hall of Entertaining. If you look over there, you'll notice the slot machines and poker table. At the far end of the room, you'll notice the craps table and roulette wheels. Last but not least is the baccarat table. Chinese dignitaries that meet with Putin can't get enough baccarat, just in case you were wondering. Let's head down the hallway into the hookah room. This room is filled with velvet furniture, and at the center of the room, you'll notice a small center stage where dancers can put on a show for Putin and visiting dignitaries. Let's take the elevator down the basement. As we head to the west side of the basement, we'll enter a room that houses Putin's $10 million swimming pool. There's a spa area directly connected to this room that houses massage tables and a sauna. Let's head down the hallway into the Turkish bath. This is where Middle Eastern dignitaries visiting Putin can relax. Something I don't want to picture. Further down the hallway is a room that houses plunge tubs. This is where Putin relaxes his muscles after playing hockey. Another thing I don't want to picture. As we continue towards the west side of the basement level, we'll enter the Aqua Discotheque. This unique room is both a bathhouse and a bar room. Putin and his guests can enjoy a drink around the fountain. As we head to the east side of the basement level, we'll pass by staff rooms and storage rooms. Through these doors is the kitchen area where chefs prepare Putin's meals. The finest ingredients are flown in from all over Russia. As we head down to the hallway to the south side of the basement level, we'll enter Putin's cinema room, where he enjoys watching classic movies. Right next door is the wine cellar and wine tasting room. It's filled filled with $1 million worth of rare wine. Follow me through the hidden passageway. Let's head through the underground tunnels and exit onto the beach. As we make our way across the crunching snow toward that foreboding entrance, take a moment to appreciate the aurora borealis swirling above our heads. We're about 620 miles from the North Pole, and without any light pollution anywhere in sight, nature regularly puts on a show in these parts. Okay, here's the map. Let's take a look. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault is right here, on the extremely desolate Spitsbergen Island, the largest of those in the Arctic Svalbard archipelago. We're about a 4-hour, $100 flight from Oslo. Make no mistake, we're standing in one of the most remote places on Earth. Polar bears outnumber humans in these regions. And look, right on cue, there's one now. Take note of the unique design of the bunker's entrance. The jagged sculpture on top is named Perpetual Repercussion and is made of stainless steel, mirrors, and prisms that reflect the northern lights during the winter months, designed to make the entrance visible, no matter the conditions. Oh, we've got a question. What if it's too cloudy? Well, then there's a network of 200 fiber optic cables which light up the entrance instead. It's getting cold, so let's move inside. Here's the keypad. This is a highly secure facility designed to protect the world's plant life, and only very few individuals have access to the security codes. Just for today, that includes us. Now that we're in, it's time to walk. More than 330 feet of descending, frigid, circular tunnel separates the entryway from the actual storage facilities. Follow me. Originally, this was actually the location of an abandoned coal mine. Now, as you'll shortly discover, it serves as home of the world's largest backup of crop seeds. Ah, another door, with another keypad. This is the first of 5 that will pass through. Told you it was secure. Above us, you'll notice the frosty pipes and electricity-powered lights. Over there is a fire extinguisher, a ladder, and that's the entrance to the control room. But we'll peek in there on the way out. While this entire $9 million facility is easily the largest and most significant of its kind, it's not only the seed storage vault, there are about 1,700 gene banks worldwide. Yet most of the other vaults are in imperfect locations, exposed to risks like natural disasters. So what's special about Svalbard? Think of it as the ultimate failsafe, a backup to the backups. We deliberately stand about 450 feet above the icy fjord below us. Why? Because if sea levels were to violently rise, the vault would emerge unscathed. That's why on top of the initial 9 million, another 13 million was laid out in 2018. 1.6 million of that went toward building another concrete access tunnel, with the rest spent on a service building and extra cooling units. Okay, great. We finally arrived at the storage room entrances. We've got 3 doors before us. Vault 1 is on the right and Vault 3 is on the left. They're both currently empty though. Dead ahead is Vault 2, home to millions of crucial crop seeds. Now you've noticed the ice creeping across the ceiling, the walls, and even the door handles. That's intentional permafrost in effect. Here's a diagram that explains it perfectly. We're now underground. The permafrost from the earth around us helps to maintain the low temperature of the seeds, so even if the electricity supply fails, the crops can remain preserved for hundreds of years. Keeping this place operational isn't cheap. Even with the help of the icy surroundings, according to the books, running costs tally up to roughly $100,000 every year. Alright, righto, let's enter Vault 2. Looks like a giant rectangular warehouse, right? That's basically what it is. As we move through the bone-chilling warehouse aisles, you'll notice hundreds of different boxes, all in different styles and colors. This cardboard one's from Canada, this black plastic one's from Switzerland, the green one's from Lebanon, and these reinforced red cases hail from North Korea. No matter the color or the origin, all the boxes are fitted with either locks or zip ties, ensuring that there will be no unwanted tampering with humanity's emergency food supplies. See those numbers? Each is specifically linked with a database entry. Let's test one. Okay, this box has 500 sample seeds of rice from Thailand. Cool, huh? It's just one of 369 unique samples from the Southeast Asian nation. Even though Vault 2 already holds the most diverse collection of food crop seeds in the world, it's not even full. These shelves are currently empty, but when they and the other vaults fill up, this entire facility will house some 4 million different plants, with a total of some 2 billion seeds. The rules are strict. Only the depositor can open the boxes. Fortunately, here's one that's already opened. What's hiding inside this black box? Ah, it's barley. The seeds are specially packaged in 3-ply foil packets and heat-sealed, ensuring moisture stays out, which is critical to ensuring their longevity. Storing seeds isn't as expensive as you'd think. In fact, storage is free to end users. It's all funded by Norway and the Crop Trust. As we promised, before we leave and board our tiny plane back to mainland Norway, we'll peek into Svalbard's control room. Those computers keep an inventory of the millions of crops stored inside, outlining quantity, origin, depositor, and maintenance regulations. And those thermostats are what regulate the vault's temperature, keeping the place at a nippy negative 18 degrees Celsius, or negative 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So, there you have it. Just in case our world starts to fall apart, just in case the polar ice caps melt and flood farms around the world, thanks to this unique doomsday bunker, we'll be able to grow crops needed to sustain our civilization.
Fantastic. We're just in time to watch the changing of the guard. 11:30 a.m. on the dot. We'll wait here until the soldiers wrap up their routine. As infantry privates, these guards start off only making about £20,000 a year. From our vantage point in Green Park, Buckingham Palace's east front appears as the main facade of a rectangular building, but there's much more than meets the eye. From a bird's eye view, it's actually more of a hollowed square. Up there is the iconic balcony, and this fountain, of course, is the Victoria Memorial, a monument to Queen Victoria. With 775 rooms made up of 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 92 offices, 78 bathrooms, and 188 staff bedrooms. We don't have time to see them all, so we'll just tour some of the most brilliant, luxurious, and interesting spots. You can wave to the guards as we enter through the central block, but they won't wave back. Make sure to empty your pockets for the X-ray scanner and check your backpacks into the cloakroom over there. Now that we're inside, wow, just take a look at that foreboding grand staircase. This 3,900-pound staircase, put in by Queen Victoria in 1898, is the first eye-catcher as we enter the palace, truly setting the tone for the palace's unmatched opulence. Follow me through to the crimson and artwork-filled state dining room, one of the central block's most important rooms. This is where notable events are held, like William and Kate's 2011 wedding reception. Let's continue through to the State Ballroom, a stunning space that's been used by the royals since 1856. At 120 feet long by 60 feet wide, this decadent room holds the title of the largest in the entire palace. The organ sits at one end, opposite the elegant throne canopy at the other. All right, let's head upstairs. Here we'll find a number of purpose-specific rooms. Welcome to the music room, home of the famous gold $175,000 S&P Erard grand piano. Across the hallway is the iconic green drawing room, where the Queen hosts her weekly meetings with the Prime Minister. This, folks, is what's known as the 1844 room, a spot where the royal family greets their most distinguished guests. Diverse names spanning everyone from the Obamas to Angelina Jolie have sat on these blue and gold silk chairs. See that neoclassical desk? It dates back to 1820. Next door, we've got the Regency Room, where the Queen usually does her Christmas broadcasts. But let's skip this one and head up to the 6 rooms of the Queen's apartments. Her Majesty keeps it very private, so we can't go inside the bedroom, but we can check out her audience room. This is where the Queen often sits with her guests. Within her quarters, of course, sits the Queen's wardrobe. An expensive, enormous wardrobe at that. Take these 2 dresses, for example. The one on the left, that's the coronation dress from 1953, and the other is her dear wedding dress from 1947, valued at a whopping $1 million each. But hey, with £350 million to her name, she can certainly afford it. Follow me onwards toward the east front, where, en route, some of the more unique rooms await. Oops, watch out for the corgi coming down the stairs. These $1,500 pups actually have their own room, this one right here. However, they have free reign around the residence. In there is the white drawing room, an intimate gathering space lined with artwork and shimmering $1,000 chandeliers. As we continue through the halls, we pass by the chapel, post office, staff cafeteria, doctor's office, and the movie theater. Here, in the east front, lies the center room, furnished in the Chinese Regency style, and the iconic yellow drawing room. As you can see, it's already remarkable, but once the £360 million renovation is complete, it will be even grander. Let's stroll all the way to the back of the property. Back here we'll find the stunning pool room, which extends from the side of the main building and has done so for almost 80 years. Notice the concrete plinths, vaulted ceiling, and large glass windows. These elements were intended to replicate the beautiful style of the Roman baths. A series of secret tunnels run beneath this palace, one of which even connects with the House of Parliament, but we're about to go through a different one. Welcome, folks, to the recently renovated Clarence House. As we zip through the 5 ground floor rooms, you'll notice that it's decked out with all kinds of 20th century artwork. These all belong to the Queen. Clarence House actually stores the majority of her collection. All up, 20,000 works are on display across the palace. Taking into account the paintings stored in the other royal residences, the total collection value is a staggering £10 billion, $13.3 billion US. As we make our way back into the main building, past the 360-year-old wine vaults and into the central terrace, take a moment to appreciate the unrivaled luxury we just experienced.
The Survival Condo Company spent $20 million converting this missile silo into a luxury condo complex. It doesn't look much like more than a hill from the outside, but there's a massive monolithic dome under all that dirt. If you look to the left of the entrance, you'll see a large wind turbine that powers the complex. The entire structure is surrounded by an electric fence, and if you look to your right, you'll notice the weather tower. See these cameras? They send a direct feed of the bunker surroundings to the security room. Let's head through the blast-proof steel doors into the 20,000 square foot dome. This is the top level of the Doomsday Condo Complex. It's above ground, but still incredibly safe. You're surrounded by $5 million worth of epoxy-hardened concrete walls and steel. Even a 500-mile-an-hour F5 tornado can't destroy this dome. The doors on your left lead to a full-size pool with a water slide, and the doors to your right lead to a parking garage which houses 2 $50,000 military-grade security vehicles. Let's take the high-speed elevator 1 level down. This is the bunker's first underground level. The concrete walls surrounding the next 3 levels are 9 feet thick. Let's head into that room and look at the bunker's control room. This is the $2 million central console where security officials monitor the bunker's exterior. Remember those cameras? Every angle is covered. Over there you'll see the safety team hard at work. They monitor the smoke control system. If one of the condos catches fire, they can redirect smoke through the bunker's air filtration system. The team will warn you if there's a biological or chemical attack, and they also keep track of weather patterns. Let's head down the hall into the power room. You'll notice battery banks and diesel generators. The bunker has multiple power sources, so you'll never be left in the dark. Let's take the elevator down to the next level. This floor is the medical and security level. Let's head through those doors to your right and look inside the medical bay. That's the pharmacy where you'll find $3 million worth of emergency medical supplies and medicines. There's enough medicine here to last each resident 7 years. Let's continue through the medical bay into the operating room. Doctors perform minor surgeries here, and in the next room over, you'll find the dental clinic. The medical bay also has 3 examination rooms where residents can visit with physicians. Let's head to the west side of this level into the security area. This is the emergency supply room where survivalist equipment is stored. You'll see that the shelves and racks are filled with helmets and camo gear. Let's head through those doors into the armory. The security team has a wide array of weapons, and the firing range in the next room over can be used by residents too. Let's head back to the central elevator and down to the next level. On this level, you'll find the general store and farm. This is where you'll get your fresh produce. There's also $5 million worth of freeze-dried food stored here. Let's head through that tunnel to take a peek at the aquaculture system and hydroponic garden. Over there, you'll see some residents harvesting cabbage, and over there you'll see residents feeding the tilapia. Let's head back to the central elevator and continue the tour. The next 7 levels are all condo units. There are penthouses, full units, and half units available. Each entry from this point on is encompassed by concrete walls that are 2.5 feet thick. Let's take a look at a penthouse. If you want to own a 3,600 square foot penthouse, you'll have to fork over $4.5 million. Don't worry about losing your key. Each condo is equipped with a biometric keyless entry system. Every unit has a washer, dryer, full-spectrum LED lighting, stainless steel appliances, Kohler fixtures, and a 50-inch TV. The high-tech screens on the walls act as windows and offer a live feed of the above-ground exterior. You might even forget you're underground. If this penthouse is too pricey, you can opt for an 1,800 square foot condo at a price of $3 million or 900 square feet condo at a price of $1.5 million. Let's head back to the elevator and all the way down to the education level. This level is where you'll find the classroom and library. Let's head west and look at the library first. Those shelves are lined with $15,000 worth of books, and in the center of the room you'll see comfortable chairs where you can catch up on your reading. If we head east, we'll arrive at the classroom. It's filled with state-of-the-art computers, and cubicles are lined up around the circumference of the classroom. Let's head back to the elevator and down to the activity level. Let's head east and look at the gym and spa. The gym is filled with $40,000 worth of workout equipment. You might not be able to run around outside, but the treadmill will do. Over on the west side of this level, you'll find the rock climbing wall and dog park. Yes, pets are allowed. Let's head down to the next level. This is the entertainment level. Those doors lead to a lounge area and arcade, and if we walk over to the east side of the level, we'll arrive at the cinema. There are 2,000 films stored in the bunker's database, so you'll never be bored down here. Let's head down to the final level. This level is both a storage area and pump room. Spare equipment and tools are stored down here, and those tanks are filled with clean drinking water that can be circulated through the entire facility. Ladies and gentlemen, what you see before you is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, the infamous White House. President Washington oversaw the construction of the iconic landmark in the late 1700s, and it's continued to house the nation's leaders, their families, and their staff ever since. The secret bunker we'll soon see is the last line of defense. The first line, however, is that intimidating spiked fence. Before too long, its size will be doubled, with plans for a 13-foot barrier already in place. We'll enter the presidential grounds through the northwest appointment gate on Pennsylvania Avenue. Come on, let's go. Here's an armed Secret Service security guard. They expect to see hundreds more of them as we move through the area. Oh, hi. Here are our entry credentials, sir. Thank you. Be careful as we walk across the north lawn. There are infrared sensors triggered by thermal signatures everywhere, so I implore you, stay off the grass. If you don't, the Belgian Malinois guard dogs will strike, not to mention one of the 1,200 soldiers patrolling the area. That's a night vision camera, and that there is a state-of-the-art defense drone. Still, these security features are nothing compared to our underground bunkers. As we enter the main building, we'll take a sharp turn and head toward the east wing, passing through the entrance hall and the cross hall. If this were an emergency situation, we'd be forcibly escorted by Secret Service agents. Beneath the White House's east wing is the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, otherwise known as the Doomsday Bunker. We enter through a giant pair of clunky, vault-like steel doors. You hear that hiss? That's the sound of potentially contaminated air being sealed out of the safe zone. Once we've provided biometric access with fingerprint and retina scanners on this device, we'll descend 5 stories underground via the secret elevators. Take a look around. Here are the flat-screen televisions, which the president uses to stay updated with current events, and here are the satellite-connected phones, which connect with the Pentagon at the touch of a button. Oh, we've got a question. How do we know that the bunker is 1,000 feet underground? Well, the White House claims that this bunker is nuclear-proof. The most powerful American nuclear warhead can blast up to 1,000 feet deep, meaning that the presidential bunker must be at least that far below the surface. Here's the famous conference room. Recognize anything? At this long oval table sat Bush and Cheney in the aftermath of September 2001. If you don't recognize the table, you'll surely recognize the presidential seal on the wall. The Doomsday Bunker was initially built in the early 1940s for President Roosevelt. However, it's been utilized as recently as June of 2020. Let's continue, folks, because this isn't the only secret bunker. It's merely the most famous. Follow me to the second bunker. This more modern, extremely secure facility sits again deep underground, this time buried deep beneath the western side of the North Lawn. Say hello to the White House military office soldiers. These guys rotate through 12 and 24-hour shifts. Some of them are medical units, some are food staff. See those vents? This panic room is fitted with its own air supply. Plus, we've got these oxygen tanks in case of an emergency. And over here, the bunker even has its own long-lasting food supply. These gray walls might seem dull, but it's not their job to be works of art. It's their job to protect. And since they're made of thick, unbreakable concrete, they're strong enough to withstand nuclear radiation. As we continue to explore, here's all of the communication equipment in one section. And here's the bed, the kitchen, and the bathroom. Evidently, this bunker doubles as both a command center and temporary living quarters. You might be wondering, why do these bunkers and the tunnels we're about to explore need to exist in the first place? It's rather simple, really. The White House staff needs a place of refuge and evacuation should the traditional exits be compromised by biological, radiological, or nuclear attacks. Now come with me, let's show you those tunnels. This is actually a whole network of underground passages and rooms buried beneath the White House. This tunnel connects the East Wing to the West Wing. It's also rumored that an entire system of passages run all over Washington, D.C., with routes to Blair House, Camp David, and the Pentagon. The echoing tunnels are totally soundproof from the outside world. All we hear are our own footsteps. If you take this path, you'll end up in a bowling alley in the White House basement under the North Portico. If you take this one, you'll end up at the little-known presidential dentistry room. Or if you take this one, no kidding, you'll find yourself at the secret White House chocolate shop. That's weird. But we're going through another tunnel, this one right here, a 761-foot-long path which connects the East Wing to the secret basement of the adjacent Treasury building, which was formerly a Roosevelt air raid shelter. Now join me in the elevator as we ascend back to street level. And just like that, we've managed to sneak out of the White House completely unseen. Which secret location should we tour next? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and have a great day. Catch you next time.